Hey guys, welcome back to my cooking channel. In today's video I am going to be cooking you guys ewa goyin. This is Nigerian thing. We love ewa goyin, especially Yoruba, and I think ewa goyin is originally from Togo or Ghana. Leave me a comment in the comment section. I'm not too sure, but we love this very much, and I'm going to be cooking it for you guys. And I'm starting to wash my beans, and the beans that I'm using is honey beans, ewa. It's called the honey beans. So I wash my beans for about 5 times. I'm not going to show the whole 5 times here, but I do wash it for about 5 times because I need to get rid of all the dirt and all of the dirt floating on top of the beans. I need to get them out. I am super duper sorry if you hear my kids' voice in the background. These kids are home from this whole pandemic going on, and I've tried to stop them not to talk during this time. But anyways, let's move on. So my water is boiling. I'm gonna be putting my washed beans in it, and I'm gonna allow this to cook. My beans usually cook for about an hour on a high heat. I'm gonna add more water because I know this water is not gonna be enough to cook it. So like I said, my beans always cook for an hour, even sometimes more. It depends on the size of the beans the quantity of the beans that I'm cooking. So I'm gonna cover it on a high heat. I keep my eyes on it. If you need more water, I add more water. So moving on to my peppers, we're gonna be frying some peppers, and I have 3 large bell peppers here. I took out the guts already, and as you can see, and they were in my freezer, so they don't look kind of fresh because they were frozen. So I'm gonna cut it into smaller because I want it to blend in my blender without adding too much water. So by doing this, I just cut down the peppers smaller. And also I forgot to mention that I'm gonna be using 1 scotch pepper, just 1 piece, because our peppers there are very spicy. So I just will use 1 piece, and the bell peppers, and also 1 large onions. So the water left from from the peppers in the bowl, I just add a little bit. I'm not adding more than that. I'm going to blend it, and when I blend it, I don't want it to be too fine. I want it to be kind of not smooth, chopped down. I'm gonna show you guys what I mean in a second. Yeah, so like that is what I'm looking for. So moving on, I'm going to be moving on to my beans. My beans is completely ready, so you can see there's not much water in it. So I'm gonna be pressing it kind of smooshing it together, because that's what I want it to look like. I don't want it to be just cooked beans. So I'm gonna mash it together with my spoon. Some people use a wooden spoon. Some people use blender, like the hand blender. So or mixer, sorry. So you can use your mixer. I use mixer sometimes when my beans is a lot. Excuse me. So but I'm just gonna use my big spoon to mash it together since it's very soft to do. So I continue to mash it until I'm satisfied with what I really want it to be. So, and some people prefer not to add salt in the ewa goyin, but I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, not too much of salt, and mix it again together. Okay, so moving on to the peppers part, I'm starting with my pot, and just an empty pot. I am going to be cooking down the blended pepper because there's still a little bit of water in it. I just want it to be a little dry, so I'm just gonna leave this on for about 15 minutes to cook down, dry off. So while that is cooking down the peppers, I am going to be frying some plantain. Beans and plantain go so well. I love it so much, and my kids love it as well. So I'm gonna be frying some plantain on the side. I'm gonna check on my peppers now, and as you can see, it's completely dry off. There's no water on it, and that's what I want. Yes, it's dry off. So okay, I'm gonna scoop out my peppers in a bowl, in a separate bowl, because I need to use the pot to fry the peppers. I really apologize for my microphone here because I didn't realize my extra microphone that I use to like do my voiceover, it's not working. I don't know what happened. It just stopped working. You can notice the voice difference in the voice. Anyway, so I scoop out the peppers and I'm gonna continue to fry the peppers. So I'm adding some palm oil in the pan, and you guys can notice that I use the same pot that I use for the to cook down the pepper, because I want the little leftover in the pot to look kind of burnt when I'm frying the pepper, like all the one around the peppers. So anyway, I added some oil in the pan and I let it get hot, and now I'm adding some crayfish. So the crayfish is gonna fry for about a minute before I add my chopped onions. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just gonna cook this for a minute, and I'm gonna add my chopped onions, and that's one large onions that I chopped, and I'm gonna cook this together for about a couple minutes because I really want the onions to like release its flavor in the oil along with the crayfish. So yeah, you guys, the palm oil that they sell to us here, it's really not the best like back home. As you can see how it's foamy, but we don't have options. So it is whatever we get here, it's what we buy. So yeah, this is my palm oil and this is how it always looks, but back home it never, like, they have original palm oil. Anyways, I'm gonna be adding the peppers in the oil and the onions and crayfish. So I'm gonna continue mixing it and let it cook and fry together. I am going to add my Maggi and salt. It's all I'm adding, nothing else. And I'm gonna mix them together and continue to fry. As you can see, the oil is not so much in there. It's already kind of like dry out. So I'm not going to be adding any more oil. At this point, I'm going to be adding a little bit of water, that much water, and yeah. So this way the pepper is not so dehydrated tasting. It tastes fluffy and delicious at the same time. So that's what I did over here, and I'm gonna continue to fry. My stove is on medium low. As you can see, it's not like so overpowering cooking, just simmering. And yeah, and this will be ready in about a minute. So the pepper cooks for about 15 to 17 minutes in total on low heat. Here we go, the beans is ready, and I want to show you guys how the texture is. Yes, this is ewa going, and I played some for myself and my family. This is what it looks like. It turns out delicious, perfectly made, and the stew also, and yeah, and my plantain over there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your love and support. Please subscribe if you're new here. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye guys. Àfẹ̀mí lójú onílà.
òye mo tún tọrọ ara.